Can you hear me?
I got you, bro.
The devil are we?
A bit fucking hungover.
Hungover? What a shock.
Bloody
You look
indulged a little.
starry-eyed surprise.
Woo! Bloody good. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm sick, man. I'm sick. I'm absolutely sick. Do you know, when we were trying to do all these, and you said to me about the top fives and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
proper getting it. It's like homework now. So I'm like, oh no, I haven't got my thing. And I'm like, shit, I'm not sure of it. So I thought to myself, even though we're going to do obviously top fives and stuff like that, I'm going, why? Because I'm like racking my brains thinking like, what can I do for this top five this week and things like that. I'm going, let's just discuss them. Like, so we'll do the top five footballing moments of all time, but we'll discuss it. Because I'm going, gets me out of doing my homework. But 2, I actually can't think of 5.
Yeah, that's it.
I could only ever think of one, which were I'm going to give it away, which was the 90s.
I got a homework book.
Oh, look at you. Show off. I could only think of one, which was the Paul Gascoigne crying at 1990 World Cup. So
was that a good moment?
Oh God, wasn't it, man?
I had to add some in that weren't Liverpool.
I know. That's the other one as well, isn't it? Because like obviously we just go to Bolton and Liverpool with everything that we're going to be doing. So I thought, like, let's just keep it. Let's keep it as we need to.
Fucking rock and roll.
In it, bro. So obviously starting off with the current news, so current footballing news. What do we think's actually been going on? Like, I'm looking at it now, current news. All the teams that have been a bit crap have started to do well again. The ones that have been doing well are going worse or cocking up a little bit. And then other than that, it's all about like the January transfer window.
Yeah. Well, current news is I watched that Wolves-Arsenal game. Arsenal can't win the league.
I'm like that. I thought exactly the same.
Mate, Wolves have had 2 draws all season. And then scored all 3 goals in the game, the Wolves. Just a shame 2 of them were for Arsenal.
I know. That was the mad thing, wasn't it? I felt sorry for them. I actually felt sorry for Wolves.
Yeah.
And I don't like Wolves. I don't like Wolves because they were old rivals of obviously of Bolton back in the day and stuff. I'm not a big fan of Wolves, but I did feel sorry for them.
Mate, they deserved a draw out of that, just to snick that equaliser, and then Jesus rose and took the win.
It's a cruel game, though, isn't it? It is a cruel game at times.
Oh, you just watched the ebbs and flows of those fans in the crowd. It was just
mental.
Poor buggers. Oh, well, they'll go all right in the championship next year, I'd say.
I know. I mean, talking about Wolves, though, I mean, they could actually go down without any more points.
Yeah.
You know,
they've got a tough,
shocking, really, isn't it?
They've got a tough run coming up too, and that's got to deflate you a little. Like thinking you've nicked a draw with the league leader and then have it stolen.
Do you know what happens in football as well? If they'd have, won that game or got the draw, Wolves, it does kick them on to something else. It's something to build on. But because it happened and the way it happened, it can have the complete opposite effect and push you.
Demoralising. It's absolutely demoralising.
Poor bastards.
Yeah. Oh, well. Let's hope they make double figures.
I know, exactly. Is it Derby that were the worst ever? I think it was Derby.
Yeah, I think they were.
Like the lowest points ever or something. Yeah. But let's keep an eye on that one. But the other one as well, it was the United game.
Oh, wow.
Honest, I were fuming that I thought they're not getting this. And then
I'd never been such a big Bournemouth fan.
I've not.
I was willing the boys home.
I was shouting because my mum's over as well. I'm like, yes! My mum's like, Bolton playing. I'm going, I said, but United are losing. She's like, all right.
Mate, arsey bastards, they are getting out of that.
It was a good game, though. I actually thoroughly enjoyed that game. What a game that
was. For the neutral, it was it was good to watch. But
Do you know there's no such thing as a neutral when United are playing, right? You're either
exactly,
a United fan, a
yeah,
fully grown United fan, or you hate
or
United. That's
yeah,
it.
you're everyone else.
That's it.
Yeah,
United or everyone else. That's it. But
yeah,
they looked good in the
yeah,
first half. Actually, United. They
yeah,
were actually on
yeah,
top. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. But Bournemouth are actually a good team. They just want that. They're fun to watch as well.
yeah, yeah. They they don't leave anything unanswered.
No.
And they just don't have that final bit of polish that the sort of top 6, top 8 teams have.
I know.
But mate, they they'll knock a few more off this season.
I think so.
Hopefully, everyone who's above Liverpool.
I know, that's it. There's not that many actually yet. Not too bad. Do you know? Just speaking about Liverpool, obviously there's transfer sort of gossip with the man Semenyo.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts
Mate,
on that? Because
I think that'd be an incredible inclusion. He can play. He'd fit in nicely. Gives a bit more pace down the wings. Can finish. High energy. Mate, he'd be a great signing, especially if Salah does exit. He'd, yeah, I'm all for it.
Well, I thought so. People keep saying this, and it's been in the news for a while now, hasn't it, about Semenyo, and that he would, be a great replacement for Salah, whether it's right now or one for the future and all that.
Yeah.
I want to put this out there. I actually think he's not the Salah replacement. I think he's the Mane replacement. He reminds me so much of a Mane.
Yeah.
Just, he's energetic. He doesn't look dead comfortable on the ball, which was like Mane, he's like unpredictable, which I love that sort of play. You don't know, he's good on the ball, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't look finessed with it, but I love that. It's like, get it, head down, run to the byline. And I think that's what Mane were like. You didn't really know what he was going to do, but you knew he was going to do something. And I think that's what Semenyo's like. I like him. Mate.
Yeah. And Mane would do something brilliant or then something diabolical. And it's like, well, if he doesn't know what he's doing, who else knows what he's doing?
Definitely not us, yeah. But I honestly think when people go on about Salah, and I know I've been like a bit of one of them who he's a very, very good player. Like we say, keep saying Salah, but for me, he's just not that legendary state. He's not.
Yeah.
Because I think he's had very, very good players around him that have, yes, he's got the goals and he's got the accolades. Fine, he deserves all that. But he had the likes of the Mane and the Firmino.
Yeah.
That front three, don't forget he was a part of a front three. Yes, he was the main man. But I think that when they sold Mane, when they sold Firmino, they did struggle a bit to get them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And Salah did step up, but I just think they're the ones that they're missing. Selling Luis Diaz, I think Luis Diaz was very much like a Mane, a bit more comfortable on the ball, finesse and all that. But he was alive and he was energetic. And I think that's what you miss. It's that energy up front, and that's a Semenyo for me.
Yeah. So fingers crossed he's...
Fingers crossed. I think Semenyo and Salah could actually play together, if I'm honest. I think Salah would probably thrive with him. Obviously, long-term replacements, whatever. And I think that's what, for me, that's what I would be saying to Averts.
Yeah.
Get busy. Just keep getting bit because he's getting better and better in. But get busy, keep that energy level up. You have that energy. Don't be just chilled out. Keep that energy level up and you will be a world beater.
Yeah, agree. Totally agree.
We'll see on that one, won't we?
We will.
What was the other results from last week, really? Was there any
what do we have? We had
surprising
Chelsea knocked off Everton, which was, it's like picking what sort of cancer you want, trying to pick who you want to win that. But nice to see that Everton have dropped back below Liverpool. What else we have?
Chelsea a mad team, though. We said it last week. We said it on the discussion last time. They're just unpredictable.
Yeah,
I don't know what Chelsea
hot and cold.
That guy. They look. Who was it who scored? Gusto is it called?
Gusto.
What a game he had.
Yeah, killer. And Cole Palmer was back, so yeah.
He's ice.
And then the other result was, Palace have been travelling along nicely, and then get smoked by City 3-0 at home.
Looking good though.
Yeah, That's where I've come to the Arsenal aren't winning the league.
No.
They're scrapping a draw against the bottom team, and City are smoking someone who's been playing well. What else? Villa beat West Ham 3-2.
That's a great result. I just like Villa. I like Villa.
Yeah.
I like them.
Forest killed the Spurs 3-0.
What is going on with Spurs? Like, what are
Liverpool
they
got them this week, so keep that poor form up.
I mean, I like that Thomas Frank as well. As a manager, I thought, right, rather than having a name that's going to be a bit of a crazy personality for once, you might have someone who's a steady Eddie and he might do it. Maybe this is the another transition season for him. I don't know. I actually think he's a good manager.
Yeah.
I just think it's Spurs all over you again.
Yeah.
They are just a yo-yo.
Yep.
They'll have a great season and a shit season. A great season and a shit season. They're just mad, like a yo-yo.
Yeah. Well, he mightn't have a job after this weekend, after Liverpool dismantle them.
I know.
So we'll see how that goes. But what's that?
Are you confident?
I'm confident. I'm back.
You've got to be, aren't you, for that?
Yeah.
You've got to be for that.
We played very well against Brighton, I thought.
Yeah, they did. They looked good. They did look good.
Yeah, it looked good. So,
and do you know what? The main man is Ekitike. I think he's quality.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like, I mean, that header was pretty open, but the way he hit it, just buried it. Yeah. So
that what's he called? I think it was Tony Cascarino. Was comparing him to Ian Rush. Not in the finesse like the finished Ian Rush. Ian Rush was obviously fit, but he said the amount of work that Ian Rush used to do off the ball, what people didn't give him credit for, that's what Ekitike is. And I think that is the difference. And Isak has got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. He's the second fiddle for me. You've just got to you put your balls off to get in this team, mate, because Ekitike is number one. And even if we're playing with just two up top, I still won't play Isak right now. I'll be playing verts off him or somebody else.
Even like we've given him time to
any of them.
Given him time to settle in, he just hasn't. So
I think he will come good. I think my heart of hearts, I think he will come good. I think Liverpool, on the whole, have just tried to fit too many of them in all at once, and then they needed to take a step back, keep that same team and just pick one or two differences. That would have been fine, but they tried to change pretty much 33-40% of the business.
Yeah, that's it.
The team.
Yeah. Mental
Geller.
Yeah.
What do you think about Arsenal's back line as well? Because they have scraped it. I think they've been quite lucky. I think it could have been a hell of a lot worse than where they're at now, because they're still 2 points in front, which City do not care about. But they have obviously got their two centre-backs out. So are we going to give them credit for that? Or are we just saying they're lucky or what?
Yeah, look, to win the league, if your two centre backs are out, you got to have two others that stand up. It's as simple as that. Especially in the workload that these players have these days with all the other trophies and leagues and that they're in. You can't just have two centre backs and think they're going to be fit all year and win a league.
No, Liverpool are going to do it all. Liverpool are going to be doing that
because we've got no one else.
What are you going to do? Are you going to buy someone in January, do you think? Or what? Do you think you're going to push the boat out?
Surely we're having another go at Gay. Surely. Like he was on the plane. He was on his way. But we'll see. The price probably gone up.
Yeah, exactly. Because the desperate times, desperate measures and all that.
Yeah.
So
we'll just dig into that Coutinho money. And,
it's still there, that. It'll be there for another 10 years, that, anyway. So
we've got another $10 billion left.
It'd be right. I did read as well this week, because I think United had put their figures out. They've no money to spend, which is not surprising. They're not in the Champions League and things like that. But, I think it's a good thing. United not having the money and sort of being a bit more sensible is a good thing for the league in a way. People can't just take the piss and go for it, but they will find something from somewhere, I think, United. I think that is like sort of a bit of smoke and mirrors as well. It's like, we haven't got any money, so in other words, we're not coming out and blasting a load, you know what I mean? But my question is for United is Kobi Menuh. Did he sell him, get that money on the books, and then use it for someone else?
Yeah, I think they need to. They obviously need a little refresh.
Yeah.
Because you look across the park, they haven't got a team of bad players. They're just not. They're not gelling. They're not creating. I don't know what's going on. I like it. That it's not working, but I think if they just get someone fresh in and try and they need to rejuvenate that a little.
I'm still not convinced by that formation, though. It just I keep what I keep calling them now. So if anyone says anything online about Man United, I just call them the new United because love them or hate them, this is not Man United. Like, even Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt, they say no one's at the club that used to be and things like that. It's like the companies or the business has gone into administration and opened up with a brand new, fresh set of everything. Do you know what I mean? Different mindset, different culture. The whole place is not what it was. So even if you were a United fan now, you could easily jump ship and no one would ever go at you. You could start supporting Arsenal or Liverpool or City because the club that you actually supporting, Matt, is not the club you grew up
it's
supporting.
gone.
It's not the same club. I honestly firmly believe that Man United is not Man United anymore. It's the new Man United. They might as well change the club crest. That's an idea for them. Go and change your club badge because it isn't the same club. It's not the same club anymore.
No, it's not the fabric they were built on. That's for sure.
No, and I'm not going to say. I was going to say like it's sad to see, but it's great to see. Absolutely,
it's brilliant to see. But you want them to stay. It's like I always pray Everton goes down, but then I don't want to miss a Merseyside derby.
Now you want them there, don't you? Yeah.
You
just want to keep them sort of suffering.
Just keep finishing 17th.
Yeah, and that's the perfect scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you make of the thing with the sort of Kobi Menuh thing? Obviously, I know you're not English, but from an Englishman's point of view, he's not going to get in unless something mad happens and he goes to a club, which I can see him doing in January, going to sort of a Chelsea or somewhere like that.
Yeah,
and he sort of takes the league by storm. He might go abroad and he takes the league by storm and he sort of bulldozes his way into the World Cup squad. If he doesn't do that, he's missing out on the World Cup, which I think he had a shoe in. You know, if he was like, if you go back the season before or something, he was one of the up and coming future stars of England.
Yeah,
and I just think it's a cry because he's not from a United point of view, from an England point of view, we're missing out on a player there who's fantastic. He is technically brilliant. Got a good brain on, good head on his shoulders. You listen to Nicky Butt talk about him, they're praising him about how good he is. He's just suffering, and it's like, what is that all about?
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it, when your national team's there and you can see who you want and who should be there, and then they, for whatever reason they're in a club that they're not playing them, they're not playing well in that formation, whatever it is, and you just go, they're going to miss massive opportunities in their career. And he could be a player for England for the next 3 World Cups.
I know. I know United are not bothered about what England do or anything like that. I know that. But from a player's point of view, and this is where I say United is not United. Like, they're not looking at, I'm not having they've got his best interest. I don't know what's happened, obviously, behind the scenes or what have you. But why not just sell him? Like, if you're not going to use someone of that caliber, you're holding him back. Like, you're
that's
holding that progression back from him. And Nicky Butt said, again, I keep going on about Nicky Butt, I agree with everything he said about him. He said he's the sort of player that if he was playing for another team, United would go out and spend 80 million quid on him. And you think, it's true that.
Yeah.
And I'm not having, like, Mason Mount seems to be doing all right for the last few games and whatnot. I'm not having that Mason Mount is as good as Kobi Menuh. There's something, he just faced something. Oh, and his brother wore a T-shirt saying "Free Kobi Menuh." Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, mate. And that's what a end part of the season that could be if Chelsea had him firing.
No, frightening.
Wow,
I think he's a very good player. Would you have him at Liverpool?
Yes, but I hate having anyone who's had a United jersey.
I know.
But, I mean, you just look at the calibre of the player and you go, any
Good, isn't
team
he?
surely would want, any fan for any team would want someone of that caliber in their squad.
And this is what I think. I think it'll not happen. It'll not happen. Moving directly from Liverpool to United, that's not going to happen. But I just think, would you? And if I were Liverpool, I think I'd take him. I think he's a good quality player. I think I just don't get how United are not using him. It's a weird one, really weird one. But what about other transfers or other news? Do you think there's anybody else who we?
It feels a bit quiet.
A bit dry,
this year.
innit?
Yeah, like
Yeah,
previous years leading in now, there's talk of, everyone moving everywhere, but I just don't see, where any big names shifting.
No, I don't.
Unless it's a big European player come in, I can't see big moves into club throughout the Premier League. But stranger shit's happened.
I know, exactly. We'll see, won't we? But I'm not convinced it's going to be a massive one this year. I think a lot of them are, money's an issue as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
City always come up with something. They were funny ones. Like, I know they've got issues and whatnot with embargo. They've not got an embargo, have they? But they've got this sort of issue going on behind the scenes, but never seems to stop them. They always come up with something at some point. I think Liverpool will move. I think Liverpool will buy 2 players, I don't know who they'll be. I think Gay's got to be at least one of them. I wouldn't be surprised if the other one is Semenyo. I think they'll just go for it. I think they need to as well.
I think so.
Is the key for me.
That's it. We're not going to Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool aren't going to win the league from here without some slight changes.
No, exactly. And they're not a million miles off. You never know, do you? You never know.
No, but they just got to go all in if they're going to have a crack.
I know.
Fun times.
What?
Fun times though.
Fun times, always fun times, always fun times. Right, the next. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go for a quick pee. So watch this space.
Yeah.
You wait there a sec. I need one. Dude. You've had a water diet.
What's that?
Right, water. They say for your diet and for fitness, drink more water.
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit, right? I think the reason why you get fitter by drinking more water is all you do is do more steps by walking up and down the stairs, going to and from the bathroom. I must have about 160 pisses a day when I drink more water. I get bored walking to the toilet.
Your step counts at 12,000.
And not all of it is to and from toilet, but at least it's better than going to and from the fridge.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next one, I think, so this is something I was thinking about the other day. I saw this documentary. Oh, first of all, I saw a documentary on a player, which I'm not going to mention just quite right now. But there was also the overlap had Jordi Cruyff on. So he was on about his dad, which is fantastic. Obviously, his dad was up there. But it got me thinking, right? The best players of all time, we all obviously have our own favourites and stuff like that. But I think the ones that no one ever argues are up there. Whether, you've got Messi's and Ronaldo's and stuff like that as well. But the 3, for me, that no one ever argues with are Pele, Maradona, and Johan Cruyff.
Yeah.
They're the 3 that everyone, no one ever argues that they're up there, they're legendary status, that's it. But then it got me thinking, who are the others? Who are the others that you just go, it's not either the GOAT or not. I just mean, you've got God status in football. And I'm going, who are those guys? I don't know. Who do you think gets added to that list?
When you mentioned, there was one person I thought of straight away. And I'm like, this guy never got the credit, and maybe because of the team he's in, was Rui Costa from Portugal.
Rui Costa, what a player!
Like I remember, Figo sort of always got the accolades, but I was like, that dude was dynamite. And when he was playing in the Serie A. What did he play for? Florence and AC Milan, I think, there. But he was just that. He was that unsung hero for that glory time of Portugal football.
He always
and
had
I
his
was
socks
like,
down over his shinnies as well, didn't he?
yeah,
Half and half, like a Grealish
he
does
did.
now.
But yeah, he just for me, he never really gets mentioned in that top echelon of players. But I was like, that dude can fucking
Oh, you
play.
think he's that sort of up there with the Maradonas and that?
I think he was just when you look at that side, and they were dominant, that Portugal side. I think he was the real engine room of that team.
He was a very good player. I wouldn't put him up there with those guys. I'll be honest. I wouldn't put him up there with the God statuses. Like I'm going to put one in for you now that, and this is like because I was thinking of the forgotten players. There's loads of players that get mentioned, and there's loads of forgotten ones. Right now, I'm going to mention one that Lothar Matthäus, Germany. That guy could play anywhere, everywhere. He was, for me. You watch him. He is. I mean, he was an arsehole. You know what I mean? Like we hated him because he was that good and he was beating. But he was he could play anywhere, and he did play anywhere. But he never gets mentioned up there. Like even, and I've never seen a game with him playing. But Beckenbauer, I've never seen Beckenbauer gets mentioned. He does get. I've never seen him to play. But I would say a Lothar Matthäus, from what I've read or seen, because I have watched Lothar Matthäus, he was probably the next best thing to a Beckenbauer. Because he could play like a sweeper as well as a sort of centre mid and all that.
Yeah.
But Lothar Matthäus, and I think, wow, what a player he was.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess there's been these players every decade, hasn't there, that just they just get outshone by, like, remember the Romanian fella, George
Hadji. Yeah, they were on about them the other day in some and Stoichkov.
Yeah.
Hadji and Stoichkov. They had did you ever play it back in the old days, Sensible Soccer? Did you have that game over here? It was called Sensible. It was really shit, like, as in sort of like, I think it was late 80s, early 90s. They were about that big, the players on the screen.
Right.
You know what I mean? But Hadji and Stoichkov were on that, and I just always remember them on there. But they in real life, oh my God, they were frightening football players. I mean, they didn't play for Spain or an Italy, so
that's
like a fashionable club from an international point of view. But they played for, I think they both played for Barca.
Yeah, Barcelona.
Barca, but I'm sure they both played for them.
Yeah.
But what players they were? Silk, absolute pure
silk. Yeah. So he was definitely one.
Frightening. And the other one, this is where it kicked me off, because I watched this documentary the other day, and it was about Spurs. Can you guess who I'm on about? If it was Spurs, and in the 90s, a player came to them, Spurs, and he was, for me, he is up there with God status.
Nah, can't think.
Jürgen Klinsmann.
Shit, yeah.
Jürgen Klinsmann. And I mean, the 1990, like the World Cups and stuff like that, you see him in them and that, but he was a frightening football player, him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He was.
Standard setter, quality.
Yeah.
Silky smooth, class. Asshole, because he used to beat us all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was just mint. Like, he said when he came to Spurs, or went to Spurs, sorry, he was like dupes into going, apparently. Like he sort of like what's he called? Alan Sugar rang Sky Sports up and said, I'm going to sign him, but he'd not signed him properly yet. So he said,
right.
make sure you bring your cameras. And what he did, he said, I'm going to walk down the Monaco seafront with Jürgen Klinsmann. You've got this scoop. So what he'd said in his head, Alan Sugar, was he'll get to this point when these cameras go, he's going to shake his hand as if it's agreed. So basically, he'd agreed.
Wow.
Basically, would have held it against him if he'd not have done it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I thought, wow, like mad in the days, isn't it? But he basically had all these other offers from all these other clubs, but he basically agreed there and then on the Monaco front. And I thought, that is hilarious, the stuff that they must have got on with to sign the player back in the day. But yeah, Jürgen Klinsmann, what
a talent. What a fucking talent.
And then you have other ones. Like, I'm lucky as a Bolton fan, we actually had some frightening players. And I know it's when people will hear it and say, like, Bolton, what are you on about, legendary players? But we had Yuri Djorkaeff.
Wow.
Yuri Djorkaeff came to us. He was our one who took us to like the next level. He opened up. Allardyce brought him in, and he took us. He just won the World Cup.
Yeah,
and he became. It was like how the hell are Bolton Wanderers signing this guy? But then it opened up to others, and people forget, like, people hear about the JJ Kochers and stuff like that, Ivan Campos. But Djorkaeff actually was the one who started, him and Beardsley, Peter Beardsley. For me, I think Peter Beardsley were better than people make out. But Djorkaeff, and you think, these guys were scurry players, like mint.
Yeah.
Absolutely mint. And then you've got the likes of the Zidans and stuff that are today. But I'm thinking the ones that just don't get, like, Zidane does always get mentioned, doesn't he? But how many of these players just don't get mentioned and you forget about them? And they were mint. Like you've got Rue Dullet and all them. You know, that AC Milan team. I've got a plaque made up at my dad's house. Not a plaque, sort of drawing, an artist drawing. I've got an AC Milan top on. I'm only about 8 or 9 or something, with Van Basten top on.
Yeah, right.
Marco Van Basten, and you go like, he does get mentioned now and again, but not up there with these guys. But
not in
if
he
hadn't got injured when he did, he would have been the greatest ever, him, I think.
Yeah.
Van Basten, what a player.
Yeah, incredible.
How many Aussies would be in that list?
Oh, look, kid. Mark Viduka.
He was mint though. He was mint though. He was a good one. He was a good one.
Harry Kewell.
Harry Kewell. He was good at Leeds.
Yeah, well, not at Liverpool. But not many Aussies up there.
Who is the greatest Aussie player in your eyes? Who is the greatest Aussie player?
Probably Tim Cahill, I'd say.
Is he?
I think just for what he did for us, like, not what he did for Australian football, but where he put us on the map. You know, that World Cup, what was it, to Japan, when we were down to Japan 2-1 or 2-0, whatever it was, and he scored 2 late goals to get us through to the next round. The Aussies hadn't been through the group stage in ever, I think.
Right.
You know, and he sort of put the Premier League a bit more on the map for Australia, playing, you know, week in, week out for that horrible blue team. Yeah, but, you know, he's probably one of the real icons of Australian football, I think. That's.
And what about the Kewells and Vidukas then? Are they?
Yeah, look, I think, you know, they were great, but I wouldn't put them in superstar status.
No.
Like they both had good careers in the Premier League, and have done well for themselves. They played well for Australia when they needed to, but nothing like you see there's some of these world teams and they got one player and you know, that lifts the whole team. Where they really didn't do that for Australia.
Do you not think it is about moments as well sometimes, isn't it? You know, like the moments. So even though someone might be more skillful, like one of my favourite players is David Beckham. He's not necessarily the most skillful. Well, he's not the most skillful player in the world. He probably you wouldn't say he's the best, one of the best England players as such. But the moments he had for England,
that's it.
When he got sold, but there's certain moments in him, and you think, wow, that elevates you. Them moments elevate you, don't they?
Yeah, like, and I think that's where probably for Australians, Tim Cahill is. It was that moment in that game against Japan, you know, and then the iconic run over to the flag and shadow box it. You know, every Australian remembers that. I guess as Australian football too, the other moment we remember is, you know, in the penalty shootout against Uruguay, and getting us into the World Cup for the first time in whatever. You know, Schwarzer saved 2 pens. You know, it's.
Do you know what? I forgot about him. I forgot Schwarzer were Australian.
Yeah, Mark Schwarzer, great keeper.
He was a very good goalkeeper, weren't he?
Yeah.
Very good goal. I forget you have these players, you know. But the thing is, I think with Australians and that, and a lot of countries like that, it's not probably your first game, is it? It's not like the first, like football in England is everything. You know, it's a part of loads of different things here. But you sort of like have these very good players, but you don't have a lot of them. So you don't have 11 that can accompany it, do you?
That's it. You know,
it's like the Stoichkovs and the Hadjis that we're on about. They were great players, great, legendary players, but they don't have the rest of them around it.
And that'll always be Australia's fault. And I think, you know, as you said, it's not the number one sport in the country. And players, if they want to be successful, have to leave Australia pretty early on in their journey. You know, and there's a lot of Australians playing all over Europe, but there's just the local comp's not good enough to keep them here. So, you know, a lot of Australians don't know who our great players are, because at 15, 16, they're taken off to Europe.
And it's quite hard. It is like even you and I, hence why we do this on a weekly basis now. It is difficult to watch sort of the European leagues, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's on at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like you and me, the psychopathic, can set our alarms for it sometimes, but don't always get up. Don't always get up for it because you think,
no,
it's like it depends on the game, obviously, and things like that. But you're thinking it's difficult to watch the Prem, even though it's the greatest. It is the greatest league in the world. You want to watch more of it, and that is the main problem with Australia is that time zone.
Exactly. And you're not just incidentally watching Serie A or
No.
any of the other leagues, because they're all on at 3, 4 in the morning as well. So unless you're a diehard for someone, you're not setting your alarm for multiple leagues.
No.
You know,
I know when I was back in the UK, you literally all Saturday and all Sunday, everything revolves around the footy. Do you know what I mean? You either go and meeting your mates at sort of 12 o'clock and then watching a game at 3, and then you're out all night. Same on a Sunday, you know, even tea, you know, Sunday dinner, Sunday tea. People would come round to our house and missus would be cooking Sunday dinner or whatnot. All us lot, the blokes were all in the front room watching the footy. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And then you think, like, here, that's the one thing that I missed the most, really. I didn't realise how much football, my life revolved around football, so much. But you go, Jesus, I miss it. And then I wake up in the morning, look at the results, and I go, all right, great.
Yeah.
I've not enjoyed any of that.
Yeah, that's it.
Read the gossip, so it's just like a gossip column for me now.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I know. Talking about leagues, and obviously the reason why people leave the Australian league is because of the standard, isn't it? Obviously, you want to be playing for the best standard, the best leagues. But there's one closer to home for me, which I think has dropped off a cliff over the sort of like last 10, 15 years, which is the Scottish League.
Yeah.
And I say that because even though the amount of teams in there, they weren't all fantastic teams, but no league has every team, which is fantastic. I think the Premiership has the most that have most teams that are of quality. But Celtic and Rangers are poor. That they are poor teams right now, but they have been for a while. And I would say it's not even to the standard of the English Championship. In fact, it's about League One standard, which is where I think Bolton would do a job in that league right now. And I just think, from an outsider looking in, I know what it's like. There's much more money in the Premier League. They don't really have the facilities up there in Scotland. The market is much smaller and things like that. But what happens with these leagues going forward? What's it going to take to get them back? Will they ever come back? Or is the world sort of getting smaller? They're going to get shrunken up. And this is where that European Super League thing ends up coming to fruition. And you just have a lot of super teams over the next 10, 15, 20 years.
Look, I reckon if you asked any Scottish kid growing up, what do you want to, like, if you're a footballer, it's, I want to play in the Premier League.
I know.
And then the Scottish League is your fallback if you're not quite there. You know, it's you know, it's so heavily dominated by two teams for so long. I mean, this year, Hearts are leading it. Yeah, but you know, for 30 years, it's been a 2-horse race every season.
One off.
Yeah, and I guess as a fan, you start to lose interest in it, or as a neutral fan in that, you start to lose interest in that league. You know, there's obviously diehards for Hibs or Motherwell or whoever the fucking other teams are in the. I couldn't tell you who it is. But as a neutral, you're not watching the two bottom teams fight it out in the Scottish League, are you? You watch
Celtic Rangers and that's it. Really.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Even the Aberdeen and Hearts and that. I'm not interested in watching them as a neutral. No. Like, even though they're top of the league, I think I'm not that arsed. Like, and that's a shame. But even the Celtic and Rangers from back in the day, even not too long distance, some fantastic. Like Gazza played for Rangers and the Alan McCoys and Henrik Larsson at Celtic and stuff. You know, they were good teams.
Yeah.
They didn't ever. Well, they did back in even before my time. They could perform in Europe, but that was a different time era and stuff. But even in my lifetime, they at least turned up and had a go. Like, no, they just getting rolled over. In Europe, it's pointless
Yeah.
for being there, I think.
Yeah.
And that's where we're on about this with the Champions League last week and the new format. And it's like, there's a lot of teams there that just shouldn't be.
Just making up the numbers.
And making up numbers. And it's crap, that. I think that is just crap. But it's a shame for them because I like, Celtic and Rangers, whichever one you follow, whichever ones you support, they're institutional clubs.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because how long are they actually going to last? Honestly, how long do they last before they get forgotten about? Do they end up trying to enter, I don't know, in England? I mean, I don't think they could enter the Premier League because...
No, I mean, there's always been talk that, that they should, but they'd be relegated first season.
I know. I think that. I honestly think that. Not that it should happen anyway because it is a different country and stuff, but I don't know what's going on. I don't get the future. I try and predict, the future of football and where it's going to go. And the Prem just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
I think that's, it's always going to be the place to be. But I think the Prem is performing that well that it's actually affecting a lot of other leagues, other leagues.
Well, it's taking all the great players.
All the great players. In a way, as much as you want that product to be fantastic, and it's great for us who, and I'm not even frigging there anymore, so it's hard for me to watch. But you go, look at the Spanish league. The Spanish league is poor at the minute.
Yeah.
The Italian league, I think, is getting a little bit better, but it's getting a lot of ex-Premier League players who are performing better there. And it's sort of it's like a bit of an off. I think in the 90s, it was a bit the other way around. I think the Italian league and or the English league was the other way around. I think the Italian league and the Italian league was even better. The German league seems to be one on its own. I don't really get it. I don't know whether it's a good standard or not, but it's closest match to the sort of energy of the Prem.
Yeah.
But I'm not convinced it's of the standard. But I think the Spanish league has took a massive step back out of the big four leagues, I would say.
Yeah.
That's the one that's gone off a cliff, I think. I think Real Madrid
and I think you're getting a bigger divide between the rich clubs in those leagues that can afford to just almost buy the league because they can bring all the best players in. And then it has that effect on the lower teams that they can't compete. Where you look at the Premier League and Wolves have got 2 points all year, but they match it with the league leader last week. And you go,
look at Liverpool. Liverpool have lost all these games and it's still up there.
Yeah.
I looked at it the other day. I think Liverpool have lost 6, but City are second and they've lost 4.
Yeah.
That is not, I know it's 6 points, but it's not.
It's not huge.
Like Liverpool are shocking and City are not. And you go in, that's not a massive difference.
That's it.
But that's the beauty of that league. Anyone can beat anyone.
That's it. And you get to the point where you look at your schedule and you're not going, easy one.
I know. And that's what it should be. even when United, back in the day, to go on to them again, when they were winning the leagues in the 90s, if you look at the amount of games they lose or draw and stuff like that, I think we've had two teams that have heavily or been heavily favoured or favourites for such a long time that we think someone's going to walk away with it. So if someone loses, it is the end of the world.
Yeah.
Actually, losing a game is not the end of the world these days. Because
I think
next week, well, I think they think that they're just going to beat everyone, and then it's like a big catastrophe if they don't. But look at Liverpool to prove that it's not.
Yeah, I think there was that run of City scoring high 90s into the hundreds even points. Liverpool were right up there scoring in the 90s, and that's all people have looked at. That should be normal now. Yeah, as you said, United will win in the league with 80 points or 70. I think they got 78 one year and won the league.
Is that not what we want, really? Because we want it to be competitive. If you already know who's going to win before the game, before the ball's kicked, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, I think it's great that the leader of the league has had 2 or 3 losses early on, or a string of draws, rather than 18 games, 18 wins. You just
crap then, innit?
Yeah.
But to get onto the future of it, like, so obviously you're a very keen fan, a super fan, if you like, of the NBA and those sort of American sports where they have these franchises. No one goes up, no one goes down. You might have a bad season and all that sort of thing. So to enter sort of a league, you have to have, I don't know if they do it properly, but you have to have a franchise and you have to buy in and have the rights and all that sort of thing. Do you think that's probably the future of football or the big leagues over time? Because I don't really want that for Europe. I think it's different and they have the tiered league system. I don't think it's great, but is that is it happening anywhere? Whether we want it or not, is that kind of going to be happening anywhere?
Yeah. Look, I'm with you. I hope it doesn't happen. I love the relegation and the promotion system because it means that in match week 36, there's teams who haven't won all year still busting their balls to try and get a win to stay up, or it just adds a whole nother level of excitement to, especially all Australian sport has a grand final. Even our football A-League, they do a grand final. They don't do first past the post like every other league in the world.
Right.
We still have semi-finals, grand finals. That's just the Australian way of doing it. And in a sport where it's first past the post, you have to have some excitement because if a team wins it 8 weeks before the end of the season, you just lose the appeal. So having teams fighting to come up, fighting to save themselves, I love that. Like,
it adds a new dynamic, doesn't it? Like, and this is where, like, especially in England, I know, like, if Bolton lose a game, it pisses you off. Like, it can make or break your weekend. As sad as that sounds, that's what it can make or break your weekend. It properly pisses you off. If you go down, it really does affect you. Like, because it's in you. It's, football is in your heart as such, especially when it's your hometown. And if they go down, it really does seriously affect you if you're a proper fan. But at the same time, if you go up, fucking hell, you know what I mean? That it elevates you to like untold, hysteria. It's mad. It's amazing. But that's what I think the beauty of football is.
Yeah.
I like the American sports because I like the caps and the jerseys like we've discussed. They look cool, don't they? But I don't see that die-hardness, that like, do or die nature, because it doesn't really matter if you lose. It doesn't really matter.
And there's no tribalism as such in nearly all Americans because of the draft system. So you can be a kid who grows up in LA and, be a Lakers fan since day one. You're a great player. You go into the NBA draft and you're playing for New York.
So you've got to love everyone in a way.
So it's, I don't think there's that level of tribalism because you have no choice of where you play. You go into the college system for basketball, you can choose your college, but even that's starting to become more money driven now. But once you enter the NBA, you're picked by whichever team is higher in the draft that gets a pick and says, we want him.
That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like from us, you don't really get to pick your team. I'm just wondering now, though, is that what's being blooded into kids these days? Like, because I notice it, even at Bolton, in Bolton, they've got Liverpool tops for sale, United tops, Everton tops, City tops, Arsenal. And you've got these kids now growing up supporting Arsenal, but they've now got two teams. So they watch Bolton and, they'll support Bolton and they support Arsenal. And I think...
I think that's what a league system does. Yeah. I guess for if you're a kid and you grow up in a family that supports a team in the second division, and that's your team, but you probably want to support a team in the Premier League because it's the greatest league. So you pick one.
That's what I'm thinking now. Is that where they sort of, are we now getting, or are the youth, if you like, of today getting orchestrated into this sort of like franchise model, getting them ready for the future where you go, well, you do have two teams. You have like your local team, but then you have a bigger team as well as. So if you're born in Manchester City Centre, so you support Man City. If you're born in London, you might support Man United. If that's but that's even changing now, isn't it? Because I think the new teams that, if you were a young one now, are you really supporting a Man United or are you supporting Liverpool, Arsenal, City?
Yeah.
You know, and then that's where the sort of franchise. Like I support in the NBA, Chicago Bulls. Well, why? I don't never lived, I've even been to Chicago. Why do I support?
Yeah.
Because I loved Michael Jordan growing up, and they were the main team. That's the only reason why I support the Chicago Bulls. There's no tribalism instinct on me, or I don't get upset if they lose. I couldn't care less, really. But it looks good with the bull on the top and stuff like that. You're the same with the Celtics because they were the most successful team. Well, they still are. I think.
I love Larry Bird. White boy.
And that's it. Yeah. But really, if they lose, it's not that bad. Do you know what I mean? But the orchestrate, I think I'm wondering if football, and especially now with all these American owners and whatnot, honestly, I think over time they're just going to start pushing it more about these super leagues, and that franchise model is not a million miles away. It might be that there's a European Super League which only has these sort of 20 teams in them. Yeah, because the world is getting smaller. You know, we'll be able to beam ourselves to different countries just to watch a match and shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's when the charity knows how much.
And you know, a lot of these billionaires that buy clubs, they're not buying it for the joy of football. They're buying it as a business.
Of course, yeah, exactly.
You know, exactly. You know, so they need return on.
I've got a feeling if we could predict the futures there, this is probably what they'll do, is do this franchise model where they have these big teams and stuff. Still have the sort of like an FA Cup type model where the bigger teams can play the smaller ones as a side thing. So the Premier League might end up going, I don't know how that would work, but maybe a different sort of model. So you have this European Super League. No one can go up or down in that, but then they still have the sort of league tier system.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the championship and all that stays as is, but like the championship's the pinnacle. That's you just stay there. And to get into the Premier League, you probably have to buy into it.
Yeah. It doesn't sound that crazy.
I know. It's frightening. In fact, I'm sure. So we had a Bolton Wanderers. We had a chairman a while back, passed away now, Phil Gartside, and I'm sure they discussed it. And that's even back then. I called them now. But it was basically about locking down this 20, or I think it was less than that, many team league. And obviously we were in it at the time, so it would have suited us.
Yeah.
But if you're not in it, then how do you get in it? You need a billionaire owner, which is exactly like an NBA, NFL sort of model, innit?
Yeah.
Whether it happens, who knows? But I don't think it's as far away or as sort of scary as what it might have sounded 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So it's one of them, innit? Right, shall we do predictions for the weekend?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get
them up.
Let's get the match list up.
Let's get it up. Right, so who've we got first?
Newcastle, Chelsea. I'm saying Chelsea will win that.
Newcastle, Chelsea. I know.
Yeah, it's at Newcastle, but I'm saying Chelsea.
Yeah, I think Chelsea. They were funny one, Chelsea, but so it's on like 11:30 at night. You'll either be comatose because you've had too many beers. Oh no, you'll be probably working.
I'm going to a show on Saturday night. It'll finish around 11, so I'll be primed to watch that.
You could get that a pint. So I think I'd go with Chelsea on that one. I'll go with Chelsea on that one. Then the next day, that's a good one. So you've got the earlier kickoffs, but then we've got Spurs Liverpool. It's 4:30 in the morning. We can have a bit of a lie in, me and you.
Yeah.
Not together, obviously not. We can have a lie in and watch that one. I'm going Liverpool.
Liverpool win that.
I think Liverpool are on it. What's the script with? Because Salah's gone now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's off to AFCON or whatever it's called. Yeah,
I think that's a good thing though. That it takes sort of all the circus away.
Yeah, and, there's no decision now about him playing. No. He's not playing.
No, he's not playing. There's no bullshit about it now. But if they lose, look, they're missing Salah. It's going to be in it. That's the only. But I don't think they lose. I I think the team will club together now. I think it gives people a bit of sensibility about the place as well.
Yeah, I guess the flip side of that is while Salah's gone, they win every game or take a heap of points. It sort of solidifies maybe he doesn't fit this system anymore.
Well, if you were one of the players now, well, especially one of the new players, as much as you want, you know, he's a legend of the club, do you really give a shit about that legend of the club? Or are you saying, well, listen, Verts or, you know, even an Isaac or someone like that, you're going, right, hang on, he's gone. Forget the bullshit now. I'll stand up and be counted and prove that you didn't need him anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I were one of them. And I was
yeah, it's a great opportunity for the signings.
Bournemouth, Burnley, BB.
I think I might give that game a miss.
I'm not convinced by that one, no.
Yeah.
But you know what, Burnley? I feel sorry for them because they give it a go. Bless them.
Yeah, they try hard.
They've tried, yeah. But yeah, it's a shit. I mean, and Scott Parker does his best in interviews and stuff, and you keep going. Like at some point, he's just going to go, "This is shit. Let's just forget it." This is a shit league. You can't be arsed with it. But yeah, I'm going Bournemouth. I think the likes of the Semenyos and those guys, they're just going to take the piss.
Yeah, they burn them.
Yeah. Brighton, Sunderland.
I reckon Sunderland might keep the roll on.
I like them, man. And do you know what? I read it the other day and I agree with it. Signing of the season, Granit Xhaka. Oh, look, that is a proper leader, that.
Yeah.
Good ball.
Yeah, he's he's certainly playing better than he was towards the end at Arsenal.
Yeah, there was a bit of an angry head there. But do you know what I like about it as well? They got rid of the other Bellingham, didn't they? Job Bellingham.
Yeah.
I've never seen him play properly. I couldn't tell you whether he's good or bad. I can only tell you what I've read in the press and I think he probably lives a little bit off his brother's name as well. But they've got rid of him. I don't think he's actually playing week in, week out for Dortmund, wherever he's gone. But you think to yourself, someone said he's gone to better things and stuff because he thought Sunderland was going to go straight back down. In a way, isn't it nice to see a club do well when one of your star men goes, thinking that they go, and you think that's mint. That I mean, Sunderland are not. I don't have any hatred towards them. I don't have any love for them either. They're just one of them teams that are there. But it's good to see them doing well because of the of bringing a Xhaka back and things. So yeah, but Brighton seem to be struggling, and they've not struggled for a while.
Yeah, they've always, they were finishing top 10 multiple years in a row, but it looks like they've come back a notch.
They don't look terrible though. For me, they don't look like a bad. I wouldn't say they were a bad team. They've probably found the place. I think they probably overperformed. They've had the likes of the Casidos and all these, players that people have bought in the past. I think they've probably just found the place. Mid-table, mid to lower. I think they've probably just found the place, in my opinion.
Yeah, agree.
West Ham are probably going to beat City at City.
Yeah, probably. No. You know what? They probably will.
It's no surprise. City are one of them teams, aren't they? They're just mad. Like you think, just as you think they're just battering players, people. Someone will like get a scrape a win or something. But at the minute, I just can't see it. I think City for me will win that about 5-0.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Haaland is just ice. He's just mint him. He's just quality, absolute quality. He hits a ball, it stays it. That's what I like. And Foden, for me, who is a world beater, obviously he had a bit of trouble. He came out about his daughter not being so well. I thought that was a shame. But he is a fantastic player. He's a genius to watch on that ball. When he's on fire, which he is at the minute, he's a scurry ball. He's a scurry ball. Yeah. There's not many. It's a shame to not see him do it in an England shirt. I don't know whether he ever will. Sometimes it just doesn't transition into them games, does it? Sometimes, but I think if he could, that'd be frightening.
Yeah.
But what do you think? Do you think the same? City going to trounce it?
Yeah, I think so. That'd be one of those 4-0, 5-0 games. You feel?
So.
West Ham
I might put my house on it.
I
might put my house on that. 5-0 house keys in.
Yeah, all in.
All in. Wolves and Brentford.
Brentford.
I know.
Oh no, maybe Wolves will lift after their knee
one
win.
way or another. Do you know what? Though? Are Wolves missing a? Is there someone that they're missing? Is there someone injured for Wolves? Like, is it, I can't remember what he was called now.
Oh no! To be honest, I got no idea.
I know. I'm sure there's someone who's injured. I can't remember. It's pissing cold.
The first Wolves game, or the second Wolves game I watched this season was the Arsenal game.
Yeah, it's just funny, isn't it? But I can't say. And I think, another player, another oldie, like a Xhaka coming back, Jordan Henderson, actually on fire, man. He's playing very well. It just shows that experience.
Scored his first goal for Brentford. Tribute to Jota.
Yeah, nice. Scored. And talked Salah into playing again.
Yeah.
You see that? Okay, now. Bless him. Maybe we're just having something to eat.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, do you know what? This is a funny one. This next one, Everton Arsenal.
Yeah.
Do you know?
It could be the turning point in Arsenal's season.
Because for me, Everton are just a bogey team for a lot of other teams. I think it's sort of like they're just not consistent. They're not challenging, but you can see Everton winning that.
Yeah.
And Arsenal should win it. Don't get me wrong. Arsenal should beat Everton, but I can just see Everton winning them, beating them.
Yeah, that's it. And then City win big. The gap's then 2 points. Is that what it'd be? 2 points?
No, if Arsenal lose,
City will be ahead by one.
They'll go up by one.
It's 2 points now.
Point in front, won't they? And that's why I can see Everton winning that.
Yeah, this could be the turning point of the season for Arsenal.
Do you know what as well? Grealish is a nightmare
for
defenders. And the defence is obviously handicapped at the moment. Not that they've been too bad, but they've been handicapped at the minute. I think Jack Grealish should have a field day against those guys.
Yeah,
he's
and it's at home.
He's lively.
It's at home for Everton. So.
I won't be surprised. I'm going to go for it. 2-1 Grealish, first goal scorer.
There you go. It's down the betting agency.
I'm putting our houses on it again.
Yeah.
We'll put yours on for that one.
Yeah, I'm all in.
And then Leeds Palace.
Palace need to hit back after a 3-0 loss to show they are, a top 6 team.
No, away at Leeds. I mean,
Leeds
for me. I mean, I'm not a Leeds fan at all in any way, shape, but I have an affinity for Leeds just because they were a golden oldie, like an original to me, if you like. They're one of them teams, and I always remember them coming away to Bolton and stuff like that. They have the fan base, man. They have, the ruthless bastards, Leeds United.
Yeah.
No, it's not a nice place to go. If you lose against Leeds, they're horrible. I'd like Leeds to stay in the league and make a good run for it. Are they owned by Red Bull now, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so, maybe they're on the right step. It'd be nice to get those sort of elite teams back, or the elite clubs, should I say, back. I don't know. I'm leaning towards Leeds, me. Are you going for Palace?
No, I'm going to go Leeds at home.
I'm going for Leeds on that one. I think Leeds are going to be the men for that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Those last 2 games are brilliant for me and you. They're 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah. It's bloody great.
Never lying.
Fulham and Forest. And then we got Villa and United.
Yes, Villa
Monday
United.
Morning, 3:30.
Oh, that's not a bad one as well. Feels we get another nearly lying.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
Villa will beat them.
1-1. I didn't realise that. I didn't know they'd 1-1.
Yeah, they're only 3 points off the top.
Villa,
but you look at that.
United. Sure,
Arsenal have got a 20 goal difference. City a 22 goal difference. Villa are 8 in 3rd spot. So they're not flogging teams.
Getting wins.
Picking up 1-0. Yeah. I guess that's all you got to do.
I mean, I want Villa to win. Don't get me wrong. I want Villa to win. United are just arseholes, man.
Yeah. But, it'd be nice too, because Liverpool are equal with United now on 26. So
yeah.
I'd look at draws fine.
I think Villa beat them. I think Villa beat them. United, Villa at home. I think they beat United.
Yeah.
I think
the crazy thing is, if Liverpool win and three results all go the opposite way, Liverpool would be in 4th.
Yeah. If my mum had a Willie, she'd be my dad.
Yeah.
That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
But last one, Fulham Forest. I wouldn't put a bet on that one. That could literally go either way.
That could be 5-5.
That is the only one. That is the only game out of all those games where I thought, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not leaning towards any team. I think the other harder one was the Leeds Palace, but I still led towards Leeds. That one, I'm leaning towards neither team, though.
Yeah, draw. 0-0 draw.
Oh,
5-5. It'll be 5-5 or 0-0.
It's 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Do you know what? I'm going to gym.
Yeah.
Not too fussed about that one.
Yeah. Put the highlights on later.
Yeah.
Or the lowlights.
What highlights? Right, there we have it then, bruv. There we go.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, dude.
Can rock it.
Let's go for it. Much love, and I'll see you later on the week. Let's see how them results go.
Yeah. Check
watch
back
the
in.
highlights of Jürgen Klinsmann. Trust me.
I will.
God's sake.
It'll be a little afternoon job.
Do it, mate. Have a pint and do that. Much love. Squeeze you later.
See you, brother. Peace.